I'm your host, Jeff Sart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers. In this episode, the guys at Rush Creek Distillery give us a little insight into what it took to get started and open up a distillery. Everything from investment to running a bar, which they had never done, to pushing a broom. These guys do it all. Welcome to this edition of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. I'm Jeff, and we are here in Harvard, Illinois. I'm at Rush Creek Distilling. If you haven't already, like us on the socials, subscribe to the YouTube channel, ring the bell. We would really appreciate it. Or go to Patreon and become a member. That support would really be appreciated. I'm sitting here, I'm talking with the guys here at Rush Creek Distilling. Introduce yourself again for us, real quick.
I'm Mark Stricker.
Todd Stricker.
Jeff McCarthy.
Jay Nolan.
And they all push a broom. If you ask them, that's what they're going to tell you. They all push a broom or a mop. So I want to have a discussion on the business of running a distillery and what that's like. So let's talk about getting it up and running, investment, and how long did it take to get the still put in. Let's first talk with money, if you can.
Sure.
What are we looking at for an investment? I mean, this is a big facility. It's a big building. You guys got some really nice equipment. What did that look like?
Daunting.
Yeah? Did you go out and get a loan, or are you all privately funded?
We are not quite debt-free, but the debt is only in the building.
Only in the building. So you've paid everything else off.
Right.
So how long did it take you to pay all that off, with the exception of the building?
Well, we put capital in, our own capital.
Okay, so you started with some sweat equity, so to speak, right?
And real equity.
Real equity. Care to share how much?
It's north of 1.5, but not 2.
Okay, that's fair enough. And is that kind of dispersed across all four of y'all? Or
it's Jay and I have 30%, and Todd and Jeff have 20%. So
okay, so
pretty evenly dispersed.
So that begs the question: when it comes to business decisions on running the distillery, right? If it's not an even 25-25 across the board, does one person win out on making a decision, or is it always an equal?
Yes, I do.
This guy's like, he's confident as all hell.
I think I spend in regular operations. I think I spend the most money, and at least define when that money needs to get spent. You're buying glass bottle. We just had this conversation yesterday, and it's a big number. It's like, I need to spend $50,000, and they're like, what? And so it's glass bottles and barrels and whatever, and that needs to get spent. So there are decisions that we obviously all make, and it's part of it is, do we have that money to spend? But I don't think there's ever been an argument as to no, don't do that. Let's put that off for 3 months but I don't think it's ever came down to no, we're not spending that because of this. I think everyone is on the same page that we're going to need it. We need to spend it. Unfortunately, we are in a position or not in a position at the time, and it gets done, and it's not a hard argument.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you this then. You started in 2017. Everything's paid off with the exception of the building, right? So you're not quite in the black because you still have the building that you're paying off. Are y'all getting paid?
No, not. Everything goes, 100% of that goes back into building inventory and more equipment, and the bottling line was probably our last big purchase. We're always doing something in the tasting room to make it look fresh and keep that cool vibe. Some things are cheap. We got that cool kayak up there for nothing. But we put fans up this year. We tiled the backsplash. We've done, $15,000 of improvements in the tasting room. And we continue to spend the money for the future.
But you're seeing a positive growth.
Yes, we
These are whiskey.
we pay taxes.
And that's a good thing. If you're paying tax and you're seeing that,
But it all goes back out.
yeah, I get it.
So I think our business plan, and it's, to me, there's light at the end of the tunnel now that our whiskeys are coming to maturity, and obviously there's a lot of money that's going to take to push those out and get the general public to start buying those, right? So I think I've read that half the money goes into filling the barrel, and the other half of the money goes into selling the product that went into the barrel. So it's that road is still there. There's still things to be conquered. We're fortunate enough to have a very successful tasting room and merchandise room that don't make Jay pull out his wallet every week and lose zeros from his net income. And so at least now the business is self-sustaining.
That was going to be my next question. Are you self-sustaining at this point?
Yeah. Without bleeding cash, yes.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. So what kind of pressure does that take off of all your shoulders that you're now becoming self-sustaining?
Her mother doesn't scream.
Is that your daughter over there? Your daughter's sitting in the vestibule, right?
Listening, going, Mom doesn't want to see this video.
So, all right.
And I think to that point is we actually have gotten a little better over the last probably 2 years at not being here as much and relying on people that we've hired and put faith in to take care of this so that we can leave. And that has, I'm sure that is good for their relationships. My other one is, that's whatever. But new girlfriend kind of thing. It's like, this is what I do. And she's like, yeah, okay, I get it. So that's a little bit easier for me than I'm sure these guys, but.
So from a distilling aspect, you distill and you distill, right? Do you have assistant distillers? Do you have anybody helping you, or is it just the two of you doing the distilling?
We have a kid. I wish he was here because he started with us. It's actually Jeff's nephew. Started with us when he was 19. What is he, 23 or 24?
Yeah, 24.
So kind of funny because when he first got here, we talked about him playing video games with people from Japan, and I was up all night last night playing video games. I'm like, and now he's talking about his girlfriend that comes over, makes him dinner. Oh man, you live the life. Your wife makes you dinner every night.
He's on his way to Las Vegas today. That's why he's not here.
Vacation, yeah.
So the conversations, I just laugh about them because at 19, his whole life was video games.
Yeah.
Now he's living by himself and he's got his own car that his mom's not paying for, I don't think.
Just the insurance.
Just the insurance.
Just the insurance? I still have a couple kids that are on insurance.
Yeah.
Good kid.
But yeah, he's the kid that comes in at 8:30, and I'll start the mash, but he gets here at 8:30, and all the stuff up until then is heating, and I'll add a couple things and keep an eye on it until he gets here. Then he takes over, and he's super reliable.
Yeah.
Very diligent. Keeps things clean.
Yeah, you've seen the back and how clean it is.
Yeah.
We trained him to do that, and he takes it upon himself to do exactly what he was trained to do.
That's a good thing.
It is. It's awesome.
It makes it easy for you guys to do what you need to do.
And then last year, the last 2 years maybe, he started closing on, for the actual tasting room. And he's doing tours now mostly on Saturdays or on Sundays. But, it's nice to have a young kid. I don't know how old are you? Young to me is 24, but who is taking that responsibility. He's doing a great job, and you can't live without people that do that for you. And we got a lot of them.
And he also makes all the syrups for the bar. We call him the Slushy King. We do slushies through the summer. So Slushy King comes up with a new recipe, and he comes up with great words like, this is fire.
And we say, what?
Huh?
Okay.
So we let him have his free reign, and we giggle. It was madness.
Let him go.
Just
So
don't
we're
get it.
sitting in your tasting room, and you have a really cool tasting room. And you were telling me there's a local guy who made a lot of the stuff in your tasting room.
Yep.
So let's talk about your tasting. You don't have a kitchen,
No.
right? So people can't come here and eat dinner.
We have food trucks most every Saturday. We always have a band on Saturday. In the summer, we have bands on Sunday. So we'll have food trucks for Saturday and Sunday. In the summer, we're getting to the time of the season where people don't want to get their food truck out. Yeah.
I get that.
So, but we encourage people to order in, bring their own food. We've got a clan on Thursday, and if you stick around long enough, you'll see that they'll bring in snacky things and they share amongst themselves. And
Nice.
it's just a little community that, Thursday night for this group of people,
Hangs out.
they just hang out, catch up from the whole week.
Very cool. Well, thanks for the information on the business and running it, profit-wise, and the outlook, the progression for Rush Creek. Where does that look like? Does it look like it's trending up?
It's trending up, but we're in a very tough environment.
Explain. So how so?
Spirit sales are down nationwide, wine down nationwide, beer down nationwide.
So are you feeling that?
We're kind of feeling it, yes. And inflation's up. I think people are spending money more frugally.
Are you only distributed in Illinois?
Illinois and Wisconsin.
Illinois and Wisconsin. Can they order your product online?
They can now. We just partnered with MASH Networks.
Yep. And so we do have an online presence. We don't ship it directly. They are a partner, but through our website, you can get to the store.Rush Creek Distilling,
And they'll ship it.
and they'll ship it.
It'll take-
So it's still through another party, which we've done. In Illinois, we have active work on legislative changes to maybe allow us to do direct to consumer and have that full bar that you referenced earlier, because right now we can't do it. And there's a couple other things in that as well. Those are the things that we spend money on as a guild or an association. That some of those things might free up, may allow us to claim more instead of going to a third party, which is just going through the 3 tiers. 3 tiers are important. But sometimes it's for a smaller organization. Maybe there'd be benefits for us not having to do that regimentedly. And I don't think the distillers or the distributors would argue with every point, but they argue with enough.
Sure.
They've got the big money.
Yeah.
Squash us like little bugs. Yep.
But we love you.
So tell me, where do they find you? If they want to get in touch with you, how do they find you online? How do they do that? How does anybody do that?
Who's answering this question? All right, so social media, just Google it, or just social media, Facebook, Rush Creek. You'll find us on all the major platforms. RushCreekDistilling.com. We are in Harvard, Illinois. You can find us where fine spirits are served and sold. Exactly who has us, I'm not sure, because it always changes. So ask for us. That never hurts. That was that plug. How was that plug?
That plug was good. Yeah, especially like off the cuff. That was that. I like the point. Is the pointing? Yeah, I like that. Guys, thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm Jeff with the Red American Whiskey Cookers. Until next time, can't be good. Be good at it.
Cheers.
Who the hell's driving home?
I don't know. What I miss?
Just simply, how long did it take to get the license?
Oh, yeah. That's
That's the same answer every time. Too long.
too damn long. Right.